Hi everyone, Miss Joyce here. I'm doing something brand new. This is my first time that I am doing this, but I want to do a screen video of how to use ConnectEd, because now that we are doing our lessons virtually, I want to make sure that the students know how to click through the site and go through all of the proper steps. So this is the first time that I'm doing this, so please bear with me. Okay, so I'm going to go into ConnectEd, and I'm going to log in as a student so you could see the same screen that your child would see. Okay, so you're going to see your reading book and your math book. You're going to go click launch on the math book. Now, I apologize because I'm doing this through my iPhone, so there's no mouse. So just try to follow along as best as you can. Okay, so when your child logs in, this is what they're going to see. As you can see at the top in the pink, it says lesson 710, and that's not the lesson we're on. It's just because our calendar is not correlated to the days of school that we have had off. So underneath where it says 7.9, you're just going to keep clicking on that tab until it brings you to the day that you want. So I'm going to do tomorrow's lesson, 7.2. Okay, so tomorrow's lesson is 7.2. It's going to be exploring fraction multiplication situations. Now all your tabs down here, the reference book, the toolkit, the videos, the games, these are all going to be the same no matter what lesson you're on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and click 7.2, and it's going to bring me inside of the lesson. So boys and girls, all of these screens that you see here, this is exactly what Mrs. Joyce uses in class. Okay, so it should be pretty familiar to you. So the first one is mental math and fluency, and this is just kind of an opener, and it brings you to questions that kind of helps you to review concepts that we've learned, a few weeks ago, a few months ago. Now, as you can see, this one, it just says it's blank, and that's because there would be something that we would be instructed to read to them. So if you see a screen that looks like that, you can just keep moving along. But sometimes there is a question there. Screen 2 is our math message question. So this would be a question that we would start our day with. And I would have the students try to answer this and just kind of see what they already know, what they don't, to help guide the way my lesson needs to go. I'm sorry, I can't zoom out so that way you can see the whole thing. Oh, wait, yes, I can. There we go. So that would be a question that we would start with. So you could start by having your child answer this in their notebooks. So just make sure that the top is labeled 7.2 and then the date. Now when I go back, okay, it's going to bring me to the next screen. And these are just practice situations and practice problems that go along with the skills. So this is a recipe. And I think this is blueberry oat muffins or blueberry wheat muffins. And the purpose of this lesson is to add fractions. Let's zoom that in. Okay, so they would have to figure out how much of a material they need. If they double the recipe, triple the recipe, they would need to multiply the whole number by the fraction. But what I want to bring your attention to is up here in my upper right-hand corner where it says screen 1. When I click on that, there's a screen 2, 3, and 4. It's very important that they're clicking on all the screens because that's going to bring them to each question they have to solve. The ConnectEd computer only has one question come up at a time, so make sure that they're navigating through those screens. Then screen 4. Oh, and by the way, this section right here, baking muffins, that's where they would find their journal, the journal page questions. So that's exactly what this is. So if they had their math journal in front of them, they would see this recipe, and then they would have 4 questions. But for digitally, you would have to just do it through the screen. Okay, so that's really important. Then each lesson has a suggested game. So for this one, fishing for fractions, they could play, or they can just go play one on ConnectEd, whichever one they choose. But for most of them, they should be on grade level or above grade level at this point. Math boxes, they need to do every single day. Again, it only shows one question at a time. So make sure you're clicking on the screens so you could see all 6 of those questions. And then just make sure you're answering them in your notebooks. Here's the homework, home link. And then all of these with the target. This is just kind of extra activities. So using measuring cups and spoons would be if any students were having difficulty and they needed to kind of go back to how you add unit fractions. And
What's
then
this, Mommy?
the second one would be enrichment. So if they needed something a little bit harder, more of a challenge, that's what these screens are. But ConnectEd is a really, really great website, and it's pretty easy once you navigate through it. So I hope this helps, and we're going to be using this as our platform for quite some time. We definitely want to make sure we get in all these lessons to you guys so you're not missing out anything for 4th grade. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And like I said, tomorrow is 7.2, and that will be from Miss Farrell. All right, so I hope everybody has a great day, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.